Hi, it's Dorothy Guining with Scrapbooking Quebec, and today I'm participating in the Scrapbooking the World YouTube hop. This is a travel-themed hop, and you'll find links to all the other participants below, and places as well. For this stop, you're in Jamaica, and before continuing, I just want to mention something about my videos. Basically, I design my process videos to be watched quickly once for inspiration, and then a second time if you want to scrap lift. In that case, I recommend using the pause button, and that's why I put all measurements on the screen. Anyway, back to this page. Here's what I'm going to be using. I have Vicki Boutin's Let's Wander collection, and I did do a bit of preparation in advance. I prepared this frame style foundation with 3 sheets of paper, and I gutted 2 of them. I'll use the paper I gutted elsewhere on my layout. I have 2 photos. I matted them in black cardstock. Again, that paper, the black cardstock, came from the foundation page. Here are the papers I selected in advance. I'll be using both sides of one of them, as well as that green speckled paper. And I found it was a really nice contrast with the aqua blues that were in the photos. I need some lined paper for journaling, so I took out a few pieces, and I end up going with that aqua blue one, which is from Chamel Sparkle City. And those are alphas from Heidi Swap. I have a tray full of Vicki Boutin material because I really do love her stuff, and a basket with some small tools, and I use some of them but not all of them. So now what I'm going to do is continue preparing my foundation page, and my jumping off point actually was a sketch I found in Creative Scrappers Volume 3 on page 9. I used it as a jumping off point, and then I kind of went off the rails at one point. So what you see me doing right now is cutting down different pieces of paper, and I'm creating a photo mat basically to place underneath my photo, and my decorations and title and all of that ends up going on it as well. I like to call it a mini page actually. So I'm lining all of this up. You may notice that that piece I'm putting across the top hides a bunch of paper. You could obviously cut pieces and not waste the paper that's hidden behind, but for YouTube it was just faster for me to use full pieces. Anyway, so now you see me adhering it all together. I'm going to adhere it to the page. I'm trimming off that bottom piece simply because it was annoying me. There were like half circles there. Anyway, so I'm putting this down, and then I will place my photo on this band that's going across the top. It's basically here where I kind of went off on my own from the sketch. I added other photos, I put journaling in different spots, title in different spots, and all that kind of stuff. So I end up going with this paper from Chamel. I'm going to cut it down to 3 3/4 inches, and then what I'm going to do is get out this notebook border punch from Creative Memories, and I'm going to just basically punch a notebook border along the edge. I really do like that punch, and it's a bit too long, so you're going to see me trim it, and I tuck it underneath the photo, sort of towards the right there, and then I end up putting a little repetition of that at the top as well, and you'll see that in a minute. I'll do my journaling off camera, but you'll see it at the very end. So I'm slipping it underneath here, and I do place it right on top, and I actually like that look. You'll see it in a minute, but I end up tossing it over to the side, and I find that kind of creates a little bit more of a complex layered look. Anyway, it would have worked in both cases, but I do like how it looks with the blue a little bit over to the side. So I end up placing that photo underneath in the bottom left. I like it there. It happens to fit perfectly. And what you see me doing right now is layering up a few layers of cardstock underneath. Actually, it's 3 layers of scrap cardstock. You see that piece up there in the top right corner? That's basically past mixed media accidents, and I often use that to back things, and that's what I did with that photo to make it a little bit more substantial. Now I'm moving ahead to the title. I have it on wax paper, and it's an underwater adventure. But I want to play around with embellishment clusters first. So at this point, I know I'm going to have a big one in the top left and another one by that title in the bottom right. So it more or less is establishing a diagonal design here. So I'm layering up different pieces of ephemera, and you're going to notice this little card that I'm doing right now, I tuck it between the photo and the photo mat. Another way of adding texture and creating interest in layers is where exactly you are adhering the pieces. So in this case, I have some under the photo mat, some between the photo and the photo mat. So I'm working on both clusters. Basically, I kind of built them up, and now I've sped up the camera because all I'm doing is adhering these pieces exactly in the places where I had placed them. All I did was I worked back and forth until I created something that I liked. I also got that speech bubble there that's lime green that I'll be putting in the bottom right. That was from a sticker pack. You see me putting down these letters right now, and they are chipboard and the adhesive on them is absolutely horrible. So I stopped the camera and continued because I was adding adhesive to each letter. And I want to point out in the top left, I started with the word at the bottom and worked my way up, mostly because of the T and the D. I didn't know how much space that I would need, so I found it easier to start at the bottom. What I'm doing right now is backing that speech bubble in cardstock because I do want to add a bit of foam adhesive, again, to add a little bit more texture and interest to this layout. So you're going to see me place that at the bottom, but I do want to add something else there. So I'm going back into the sticker sheet, and I'm going into this sticker book now, and I find this banner that says the word today. I end up hiding the banner, but I have the word today peeking out, and I'm good with that. So I'm almost done here, to be perfectly honest. It was a very quick layout. This material works really, really well also. Anyway, I find it very easy to use Vicki Boutin material. All I do off camera is add my journaling. I did add a reinforcer and a tag to that, and a piece of twine to that tag that's sticking out on the left, and I also added an enamel dot in the middle of that camera, and that's it. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to Scrapbooking Quebec if you haven't already, and make sure you check out all the other participants. Their links are listed below. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great day.